Well, just like that, I've wiggled a wire and they come back to life. It tried. Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today, an update on Sparky. Sparky, for those of you who might be new to this channel and this playlist, is a 1974 Austin Allegro Mark 1 in Rhine Gold Metallic. Very rare and definitely worth saving. Last weekend I didn't do any filming because the weather was shocking, but in between the rainstorms I came out here. I've removed all the remains of the carpet, and unfortunately we found some more holes. I'll show you that in a second. But now I wanted to see if this car showed any signs of life. So last weekend I put a battery on this, changed the earth strap in the engine bay because that was looking very sad. So turned the key over and there was no signs of life from the dash at all. Flicked all the switches and the only thing that was working was the heater blur motor, bizarrely. So then turned my attention to the fuse box, cleaned up all the fuses, wiggled the terminals and got some sort of light. Well, there was a side light working at the front and nothing else. Persisted down that route, got a few more lights to come on. Dip beam was working but main beam wasn't. No, main beam was working but dip beam wasn't. Pay attention. And then the indicators started working. There we go, the relay is going. Oh, it was working yesterday. Oh well, it's a step in the right direction. Well, just like that, I've wiggled a wire and they come back to life. Right, excuse the freehand filming. The instrument cluster is out because I was convinced that, let's get in here in a second, I'll show you. Oh, excuse this, right. That works. Right. So, oh, bad times. But this is unfortunately quite sad. There's no signs of life at all. So, and my suspicions are that ribbon connector, which doesn't look very happy. In fact, it's quite sad. So I changed it over, and look at that as well, the terminals on the back. So we're going to need a new one of these, unfortunately. That's like a moody story, isn't it? Right, so I thought, I've got another instrument cluster. If that one's faulty, maybe that's the issue. So went to my parts store, got the other one. It's actually a 4-pod one from my other Allegro, a spare I had. Plugged that in, and it's showing exactly the same symptoms. Nothing is lighting up except the dip beam telltale light. At this point, I was quite fed up because I expected to see some signs of life, but the fact that the dash wasn't even lighting up, I thought maybe someone's hacked around with the wiring. That's a whole headache I don't want to get involved with. Do I break the car for parts? So that evening I sort of put a lid on it. I thought, yeah, that's what I'm going to do, because this has got loads of spares and they could be useful to George in the future, but I don't have the heart to break these cars. They're so rare. So I went to work this morning thinking that's what I'm going to do. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to. And spoke to a friend of mine, Paul, told him the situation. He said, well, if you've got nothing at the dash in terms of ignition, have you tried down by the starter solenoid? I said, what do you mean? He goes, try bridging the contacts with the screwdriver. If there's power down there, if it's going to crank, it will do. And it's only gone and bloody works. And now, check this out. With the key, it now cranks. Yeah, that was a bad grounding issue, but I think I've sorted. So, will this thing start and run? Let's give this a go. Right, like I said before, excuse the torchlight, guys. I'm running out of daylight, but you see it's had a few patches there. The seats are now largely disconnected. That was a pain in the ass because all the bolts were rusted to the floor. And speaking of the floor, quite a big hole there, unfortunately. It's not horrendous, but to be expected, really. But let me show you the back of the car. Right, so just going to the back here. This is largely okay into the sills, but there's a small hole here which we did know about. Discovered that when I lifted up the carpet. But let's have a look at the other side. Right, so this side of the car is a bit better. Unfortunately, that bit's a bit worse than expected. There's evidence here of the previous patch. which runs along to the base of the back of the passenger seat. I'll get in and show you that in a second. But in the centre of the car floor is largely alright. Still got to get that bolt out. They've been fighting me, guys. And finally, the passenger footwell. The seat's forward because I'm trying to get that bolt out, like I said, but this is all a bit biscuit. I don't know how far I'm going to go with this, guys, if I'm honest with you. If it doesn't run and drive, then I don't know. It's still very much on the fence. Right, here we go. I think I can hear the contact breakers opening. There's no spark there at all, so of course there's not going to be spark because there's no ignition. Got no call. So we've got a good spark, so if this is all hooked up, we get fuel. It should start, guys. Well, there's a turn up. Right, so if you keep an eye out for the spark from there, if the core's working and the condenser and the points, we should get a spark as the engine rotates. So keep an eye out for that. Ready? Oh yeah, I can see it from the core. Awesome, right. So with fuel, this should run. No, I guess this is going to work. Just want to hear it cough. It tried. Lost ground. What's happened? Try that again. Come on. No. A very poor ground connection. I did try to get some more juice. That's probably way too much. Jam that choke open a bit. Might do it. Oh, she went. Come on. It's gonna go. Come on, first start since 1996. Come on, you can do this. Right. Oh, lost spark. Right, let's try that again. Lost ground again. Oh, that's sparking like a firework. Come on, Sparky. He's gonna go. I need throttle open, don't I? How am I going to do that? Hang on. Got an idea. That is amazing. Right, we need to rig up a throttle throttle cable, so I can keep the throttle open, give it a bit more beans, and then how long will it run for? Right, so what I'm going to do is wind in the throttle stop, which is essentially the same as me having my foot on the accelerator, so the revs are going to be a lot higher. So that will hopefully help me run it for a bit longer. Right, we have fuel, have the ignition hooked up. See if it'll go. Whoa. That's still hooked up. That's absolutely amazing. I didn't even need to clean the points up. Run out brake cleaner in a second. Right, come on Sparky, we need signs of life. Yes, that's amazing. Okay, we're going to call it there, I think. Pushing my luck. I wonder if it's come out of gear yet. No. Just try that one more time. With the battery hooked up would help, wouldn't it? Yeah, wheels are turning, so it's stuck in gear. Okay, we can worry about that another day. I'll just show you that. Keep an eye on that wheel. So that would indicate it's stuck in gear. Let me just see if I can move the gear shifter. Now it's had a bit of movement on the clutch, it might free off. Put it in gear. That's moving. Clutch in. Okay, so we may have a gearbox fault. Right, situation report. The engine runs, or will do, with a bit of fuel and the right power supply hooked up correctly. But it's stuck in gear. Now, This is what's confusing me, because if you put your foot on the clutch disengages, so the clutch mechanism must be working. But with the foot off the clutch, it's like it's stuck in gear, and moving the gear selector doesn't seem to free anything off. So in the next video, not today because I'm running out of daylight, I'm going to disconnect the gear linkage from the gearbox and see if we can get this thing out of gear. It may just free off by cranking the engine over and getting a bit of warmth into the gearbox, but probably do with an oil change as well. But it's such good news, the thing starts and runs, which is amazing. So the engine's obviously not seized. We knew that anyway because we pushed it into this carport in gear. But yeah, just proof that even being sat for 3 decades. Obviously I don't know what damage is done internally. I'm not blowing my own trumpet. Get out of it. I'm not blowing my own trumpet before I've got one. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for the comments, the feedback. I really appreciate it. I shall see you with some more content on Sparky, the now not dead car, in part 3. See you soon.